All right. Good noontime, everyone, and welcome to Rotary today. Thanks so much for being here with us in person and online. We really appreciate your time. To start us off, Steve,
Yes.
Would you please bring us to order, sir?
Yes. Shall we pray? Father, thank you for the day, for the time together with our Rotarians, with our Rotarian family. We thank you, Lord, for the time that we have to just fellowship and also the opportunity to serve in the various capacities that we have. We pray that your blessed food, the strength and nourishment of our bodies. Help us to serve you first and foremost in everything that we do. We pray in your name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Steve. And Crystal, since you're standing, may we have our pledge, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Crystal, for that unexpected surprise. And Pep, are you still available today?
I am.
Wonderful.
Are you ready? R-O-T-A-R-Y,
Yes.
that spells Rotary. R-O-T-A-R-Y is known on land and sea. From north to south, from east to west, we promise much to serve the best. R-O-T-A-R-Y, that spells Rotary.
Yay, thanks so much for that.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. We have lots of to get see. We have some here. We have Tim Acosta is a guest of ours, and 1 minute we have, let's see, I don't think we have any visiting Rotarians today, but we do have some prospective Rotarians, and one is Christine Hoskinson. Thanks so much. She's been approved by the board, read 2 times, and is only waiting on a new member orientation. So we're super glad that she has joined us today. Let's see, have I missed anybody else in the rooms? All right. We don't have any birthdays today. We don't have any wedding anniversaries this week, but we do have a Rotary anniversary this week. October 31st, our very own President-elect Crystal Emery turns a Rotary 2. She's just now walking in Rotary. So thanks so much for Crystal for being here. Let Jadine in. Do we have any happy dollar announcements in the live room first? Janine has a happy dollar announcement, and if you want to, you can go to the auxiliary camera. Sure, and you can unmute if you'd like on it. Only if you want people to hear you.
Got it. All right.
Available, about this size, finalized product, but this is a donation to the Boys and Girls Club, so it's a cause, and then you get exposure in all weekends of the passport, and then alcoholic and non-alcoholic. Our ad deadline is 22. We have a little bit more time actually selling passports. So these will be distributed at the event.
We cannot hear.
And like this year, well, really well, out there, so, and we also, and then they also are not. Come out, get involved.
Thank you so, holy moly. Thank you so much, Janine. We were a little unstable on our internet connection there. I hope we are back and that everybody can see and hear us.
Yes.
Beautiful. Thank you, Mark, for confirming that. Okie dokie. And so for those of you that are not with us in person today, I need to share this again. Okay. For those of you that are not with us in person today, we're in the back room of the Cherry Tree Tea Room, and we are having a hybrid meeting. Some folks are still home, some folks are here with us, and the way lunch works is we have table service with a limited menu. It is a usual $11 per meal, and you can either pay day of or be invoiced for that. And we are socially distancing the best that we can here. If you would like to join us, we will do this again at the end of the month. It is the last Tuesdays, and so the next one is sometime in November. I have the date somewhere else. And let's see, we also have our upcoming directors for the new Rotary year. We have nomination seeking new leaders.
Many years and umpteen volunteer hours and umpteen drops of vaccine on the tongues, and it's exciting. Kind of getting melted in with the whole COVID thing worldwide, but the COVID thing has actually been able to use a lot of the healthcare framework that we've helped lay worldwide, controlling polio. In other, so I would put in a little commercial there about please, when you get that on your statement, pay that every month. It'd be nice. When you get a chance, you can pay more than that if you like what's on your statement. But if we had 100% participation, it would really show up, and it would really set a good example to the rest of the district. Speaking of district, were you going to tell them about the upcoming foundation thing, or I'll do it? The 5 sessions they're going to have. Our district 5930 has organized a foundation committee. There's about 15 of them, members from all over the district, and have established a training and an information lecture series that starts this Saturday, actually. Saturday morning, 31st. It's going to be 10 to 11, the first hour. 1 hour, 10 to 11 this Saturday. And then there'll be another hour in November, December, January, and February. It's going to be 5 of them. And what they're trying to do on every level in Rotary is increase our knowledge of the foundation. The average member doesn't know too much about the foundation, but of course we should, because that is how we reach out to our world. And it's not just about money. Of course, that is a big thing. It's about volunteer hours. It's about organizing. It's about so many things. But the big reason we all need to know about it is, of course, the donations, because all those things need money.
But until somebody understands about it, they're not likely to know much or give much or be involved. But the push has been, for years now on polio, but everything else we do goes back to the foundation. And so this is a good series coming up. That's about it, starting this Saturday. Thank you. Nope.
Thank you, Charles, for that. Need to mute over there. All right. Thanks so much, Charles. And one more Foundation Minute update. This past Saturday was World Polio Day. And in commemoration of polio awareness, we had a few events here with the club and around the district. One of those was Rotary After Dark combined with Pints for Polio at Bray's Smokehouse. Bray's donated 10% of all sales, food and alcohol, dine-in and takeout, and that's 10% of gross. And so they cut us a clean check for $250 on the night. And so thank you for everyone that showed up that night and that took Bray's home for dinner. And be sure to stop by and thank the Bray's people in person. Also at the event, our very own President-elect Crystal Emery was recognized as a Paul Harris Fellow. Thank you so much, Crystal, for your continued support of the Rotary Foundation. World Polio Day, part of a district event was the Rotary Polio Moto 2020. It was a motorcycle ride. So we had riders from around the district. In fact, we had one from Pennsylvania that came down. He flew down, but rode in the bike ride. We had about 20 or so riders come in. And what do motorcycle riders love the most?
Ice cream.
Ice cream. So they came in for an ice cream party and everybody loved it when we were at the KLEBERC County Courthouse, and it was a fantastic event. And now on to our featured presentation. Let's see, Tim, are you still with us to introduce Omar, please?
Sure, I can do that.
Thank you.
So, Omar is actually the Chief External Affairs Officer for the Port of Corpus Christi. He is in charge of a number of different things, including business development, community relations, external affairs, community outreach, things of that nature. So he is very much has his finger on the pulse of what the port is doing and where it's going. So he's going to give a presentation today about some of the things that the port does and what it's been doing over COVID-19. So I'll go ahead and just turn it over to him. Omar, if you want to go ahead and begin.
Thank you, Tim. Thank you for that presentation, for that introduction. Can everybody hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm gonna try to share my screen. You just never know with technology. Everybody see that okay? Get a thumbs up?
Yes, sir.
All right, so again, Justin and Kingsville Rotary, thank you very much for allowing me to speak. Just a side note, I was born and raised in Kingsville, graduated from HM King in 1996, so it's always a pleasure to be in front of my hometown. As Tim mentioned, just want to give you a quick overview, tell you a little bit about the Port of Corpus Christi and what's going on. We consider ourselves the energy port of the Americas. We're an oil and gas port. The majority of our revenue comes from the oil and gas industry. There are 18 different seaports along the Texas Gulf Coast. Corpus Christi is one of those. We are a landlord, a land developer. Our revenues are derived by the customers that pay a rate to us from the land that they lease, and also from our tariff, which includes our dockage and wharfage. So as product goes through the docks and onto the ships, we generate revenue through that. But again, 85 to 90% of our revenue is primarily oil and gas. The other 10% is break bulk and agricultural products. We are governed by 7 commissioners. These are the commissioners here. They're in front of you. They are appointed by the city of Corpus Christi, Nueces County, and San Patricio County. The Port of Houston and the Port of Corpus have 7 commissioners. Everybody else has either 5 or 3. For example, in Brownsville, there are 5 commissioners, but those commissioners are elected officials. Here in Nueces County and San Patricio, they are appointed. And again, they're appointed by the 3 governing bodies, which is City of Corpus, Nueces County, and San Patricio County. And why San Patricio County is because of the ship channel and some of the land where our customers operate and where the port owns extends into San Patricio County. So that's why you see both counties represented on the Port Commission. Little history about the Port of Corpus, and you can see right there that Justice KLEBERC was one of the strongest advocates and one of the founders of the Port of Corpus Christi, along with the King Ranch. The port was founded back in 1926 to help get some of the agricultural products out of the coastal bend to other parts of the country. So there's a strong connection between the Port of Corpus and Kingsville, and it's something we take pride in. At our conference center at the Ortiz Center, we have a room. We have called it the KLEBERC room, where we have a lot of meetings, a lot of dignitaries go into that room as well too. So there is a direct tie to Kingsville and KLEBERC County, which we're very proud of. But as you know, by the mid-30s, once oil and gas was being explored in Texas, the Port of Corpus Christi took a turn. And while we are still very committed to our roots from the agricultural perspective, we are also now really focused on the oil and gas industry because, again, 85 to 90% of our revenue is derived from the oil and gas industry. So just our facilities at a glance, we have 15 public docks, 33 private docks, and that's the public docks are the docks that the Port of Corpus Christi owns. Those are where ships come in and they either send product to the refineries, or you've got crude coming in from the Eagle Ford, and the Permian Basin. We have a dry cargo docks. We have a break bulk facility where we offload several different materials. One of the most key ones is wind blades. You've probably seen those wind blades going up I-37 as you're driving to San Antonio that are headed to West Texas. Those wind components and wind blades do come into the Port of Corpus Christi. And then we also have a bulk material handling facility as well too, where we have a large gantry crane to help offload break bulk materials. Our ship channel is 36 miles wide. 36 miles long from the entrance of the Gulf of Mexico all the way to the end of the Bayou Turney Basin. It's a 36-mile channel, and it is a federal channel. That channel is regulated by the U.S. Coast Guard. We have 3 Class 1 railroads, the UP, BNSF, and the KCS. We have about, this slide needs to be updated. We have about 3 million barrels of storage capacity. We have about 1.1 million barrels of refining capacity and about 4.5 tons of LNG capacity. Mainly that is all Cheniere. Cheniere is located in San Patricio County in Portland, and that is a $15 billion LNG facility that brings in natural gas from Oklahoma, the Eagle Ford, and the Permian Basin, is then liquefied and goes to various international markets throughout the world. So here's just some interesting statistics for you. We are the #1 U.S. crude oil exporter of the entire country. In August, for about a week, we exported 2 million barrels of oil per day. 2 million barrels of oil per day left the Port of Corpus Christi in August. We are the 3rd largest port in terms of revenue tonnage that is in the country. In 2019, we exported over 403 million barrels, and we're responsible for about 98,000 jobs. Those are both direct and indirect ties to the Port of Corpus Christi and our customers. So as you can see, we have a tremendous impact on the coastal bend and the region, and it's something that we're very proud of as well too. And then you see on the bottom there, the tax revenue that we're responsible for. But one of the reasons why you see so much growth in the Port of Corpus is we are not a container port. You don't see those large containers coming in from China. You don't have a waterway that's congested. And that is something that the oil and gas industry appreciates because there's not a lot of congestion. They can get their products in and out of the channel. They don't have to deal with container ships. The Port of Houston is currently going through some of those problems. And that's another reason why you're seeing so much infrastructure come to the Port of Corpus by the means of new pipelines as well too. And I've got a slide that I'll show you on that as well too. So just to put that in perspective, this is a slide that shows you all the logos that we're currently working with. This is $54 billion in investments right now in and around the Corpus Christi ship channel. These are all logos that we all recognize. Some of these companies have locations in KLEBERC County, Celanese being one of them. We have a lot of workforce coming from Kingsville that has jobs at some of these companies. So again, there's really a direct tie between the two counties, and we have a great relationship with the folks in Kingsville. So we all, as much as I don't want to talk about COVID-19, it's something that we have to address. The Port of Corpus Christi, I will start off, in 2020 has seen record tonnage. We've broken all our records as far as tonnage from a quarterly basis, on a monthly basis. We did see a slowdown in the second quarter to the tune of about 13%. And that is driven by the reduction in the oil being drilled, a reduced rig count. If you were to look at rig counts in the Permian Basin, in the Eagle Ford, or in Texas in general, this time last year, you had about 400 rigs operating. Right now, we're just slightly over 100 rigs. So you see the demand destruction and demand going down, not only in the United States, but obviously in the entire world as we continue to deal with this pandemic. We have made the proper adjustments to weather the storm. We've reduced our capital budget. In other words, we weren't going to spend money on projects if our customers weren't going to spend money on projects. So we've reduced our budget by over a third. When our customers gear up and are ready, we will deploy that capital, but we're not going to spend money unless we are in constant communication with our customers to make sure that what we're spending on is something they want to see as well too. Some internal actions that we took to mitigate the spread in the community. We've shut down our buildings. No other than employees can go into the buildings. No travel. We're probably at about 10 to 15% occupancy in our buildings. We have 3 port buildings. Most everybody's working from home, practicing social distancing and making sure that we mitigate COVID-19 for the community as best we can. So this is something that is part of what we do the community to ensure that everybody stays safe and healthy and not take any unnecessary risks in getting not only our employees infected, but their families and also the communities at large. We've been very supportive of different communities throughout the coastal bend. We have what we call our Promotion and Development Fund. The port is governed by the Texas Water Code. And through that water code, we are allowed to give 5% of our revenues back into the community. While we don't give all 5%, this year we'll give 3% back of our revenues to the community, which will total about $4 billion. We're going to give $4 million back into the coastal bend to several nonprofits, the food bank, schools that need laptops. Back in April, I think we awarded the Kingsville Chamber $10,000 or $5,000 to help with their new website. So, we are now currently under open enrollment. So if there's need for a nonprofit, if a nonprofit in Kingsville is looking for funding, I encourage you to go to our website. It's under the Community Relations tab, and you can apply for funding. We will look at these amounts in November and awards more money back into the community. Here's just another slide of what we've done. We've provided over 4,300 meals to first responders during COVID. We've passed out hand sanitizer to all first responders in the coastal bend region. We provided small business loans through Lift Fund and the city of Corpus Christi to ensure that our small businesses stay alive and prosper during this time. We've all taken hits, but as our CEO likes to say, if the port continues to do well, we certainly want to give back to the community as best we can. And it's something that we will continue as we go into 2021. So this just kind of gives you a number of where the money is divvied up. We give to job creation, economic growth entities, environmental, workforce, and safety. So that's 1.8 there, and we'll give almost another $2 million back into the community this year for a total of about $4 million into nonprofits. So as I mentioned earlier, we're prepared to weather the storm. We understand the importance that the port plays in the region. Our customers are weathering the storm quite well as well too. We have not seen a mass reduction in layoffs here in the coastal bend. The energy industry certainly has had layoffs, and most of those have been in West Texas and other parts of the Eagle Ford Shale, which is obviously encompasses South Texas. But right now, our customer base, which is midstream companies, refineries, operators, terminals, We have not seen that, and hopefully that will continue to 2021. Most experts predict that will remain kind of constant for the first 2 quarters of 2021, with hopefully things get back to normal third quarter of next year. We hopefully it's sooner, but that's what some of the analysts that we work with on a daily basis are predicting as we go through our budget process. So this map just kind of pivoting into what we're looking at and why you're seeing the growth in Corpus Christi. You see the Permian Basin there on the left. You see the Permian Basin there on the left, and you see that pipeline connectivity from that shale play. And then you see the connectivity from the Eagle Ford Shale. So you've got Cactus 1, Cactus 2, the Gray Oak and Epic pipelines, all combined. Those pipes can bring in 3 million barrels of oil per day to the Port of Corpus Christi. Obviously, that number has slowed a bit with COVID, but that is the capacity those pipes can bring to the Port of Corpus Christi. So again, all the oil that we receive from the port is from Texas, either from the Permian Basin or Eagle Ford. You look over to the right of that slide, and you've got the Red Oak pipeline. That's a pipeline that comes in from Cushing, Oklahoma. You've got oil coming in from the Rockies, from the Bakken Shale, from Canada. Once that pipeline gets constructed, which it's been delayed because of COVID, the Port of Corpus will then get non-Texas oil specs to the Port of Corpus Christi, which really helps us diversify and plan for the future, because again, the demand that we see in Corpus and the need for the port will continue for many years to come. So this is a very busy slide, but we show this to show a couple of things. For those of you that follow the energy industry, back in December of 2015, under the Obama administration, the oil export ban was lifted. This was a ban that was put in place by then President Carter that would not allow E&P and U.S. oil-produced companies to export their products to foreign countries. With the crash of the oil industry in 2014 and 2015, there was enough of working together between the Democrats and the Republicans that there was a need to lift that export ban so that the oil and gas industry could continue to flourish and profit, not only in Texas, but throughout the country. So you see there in January of 2016, you see that first shipment go out, and you look all the way to September 2020. This year alone, we're averaging about 1.6 million barrels of oil being exported per day. That's a staggering number, because prior to December of 2015, the Port of Corpus Christi was, still a very important player in this region, but not like it is today. Things have dramatically changed with that piece of legislation that happened back in December of 2015. So these are a couple of slides that we like to show just to back up what we've been saying. We anticipate to have 55% of the market share through 2040. If you look at the bar graph on the left, the Port of Corpus Christi is in blue. Our main competitors are Beaumont and Houston. That's who we compete with on a daily basis for those barrels. But again, the oil and gas industry and the midstream companies understand that the port has the infrastructure in place to continue to dominate the exports. We anticipate to continue to have this market share, and a lot of it is because the revenues that we receive from our customers goes right back into the channel for improvements and infrastructure improvements. So that's something that keeps us very competitive with the other 18 ports along the Texas Gulf Coast. Won't spend too much time on this one, but we just love the title of this one. Corpus Christi usurps Houston as top U.S. crude exporter. No one would, if you would have asked anybody 10 years ago, and you would have said the Port of Corpus Christi is going to export more oil than the Port of Houston, they probably would have laughed at you. I don't think anybody could have ever predicted the growth that we've seen and that we've taken the market share away from Houston. And that's something that, again, is a testament to our customers, our port commission, and the leadership at the port that started to plan for this as soon as that export ban was lifted. There have been some decisions that have been made in the last 5 years that have catapulted the Port of Corpus as the #1 crude exporter in the country. So how do we stay competitive? How do we continue on that growth pattern? What we're doing right now is our channel improvement project. And what that is a project to deepen and widen our port, the ship channel. This is the project that started back in 1990 under then Congressman Solomon Ortiz. It has taken that long for us to get that project kicked off. So phase 1 is complete, and that is the dredge the channel from 47 feet to 54. You see it there on the right side from the entrance to the Gulf of Mexico to Harbor Island. Phase 2 is completed. Phase 2 is paid for and the contract has been awarded. And we hope to see dredgers in the water in first quarter of 2021. Phase 3 will go from La Quinta all the way to the entrance of the Inner Harbor. And then phase 4 will be from the Inner Harbor all the way to the Turning Basin. When this project is complete, the Port of Corpus will have not only the deepest, but also the widest ship channel on the Texas Gulf Coast. This project will keep us competitive and will keep us viable and will allow us to load more crude on those ships and continue to help us keep that market share as we move forward in the years to come. And then this is just kind of puts it in perspective. When this project was finally authorized by Congress in 2007, the project cost was $180 million. That project today is $676 million because of all the construction delays and the bureaucracy in DC with the Army Corps of Engineers. Now we have a cost share in that. We're paying $273 million, which we've already paid to the government. Well, we're telling the US government to say, hey, turn this project over to us. Let us complete the dredging. Let us complete the construction of the channel. But with all good bureaucrats and good government, they want to keep control of that. So we're going to have to continue to go through the process. So we need about $154 million to close this project out, and we will get there. But that's why we spend a lot of time in DC lobbying for this money. So those are just kind of some numbers. We've been in the president's budget the last couple of years, and we'll remain in his budget until the project is closed out. So one of these things, I won't spend too much time on this, but with the election, with so many things going on, the oil and gas industry is in the crosshairs of a lot of folks. And I think that it is our job, not only with industry, but to advocate for the oil and gas industry and to talk about its importance in our everyday lives. I think there's a disconnect with how important the industry is for a lot of folks, especially the younger generation. But without oil and gas, can't turn on that light, can't keep your house warm during a cold front. It's just a real disconnect with folks who don't understand the importance that the industry plays in our everyday lives. And it's something that we will constantly be talking about because it is an integral part of our economy here in the Coastal Bend. But with that, we have a lot of emphasis on the environment. You can have it both ways. You can have production and you can have environmental stewardship. Our electricity is all renewable as of 2017. Our fleet program is going to all electric cars in the years to come. We have a huge recycling initiative. We collected over 1.1 million pounds of trash since 2006. And I will leave you with this. The water from the ship channel is so clean that the Texas State Aquarium uses that water to fill its dolphin exhibit. That is how clean the water is. So that's a pride to not only the port and its initiatives, but also our customers, as they have a real initiative to keep not only our water clean, but our air clean as well too. So that kind of wraps up my presentation. I appreciate the opportunity to speak with y'all. And if you have a couple of questions, I've got about 5 minutes I could do to answer any questions you might have.
Omar, thanks so much. Let's see here. If we have any questions in the chat box, and I am not seeing anything there. Do we have any questions from the live or our virtual audience today? All right. Well, Omar, thanks so much for being here with us. It is truly impressive, everything that y'all are doing, and we certainly appreciate your time today. And next time you're in Kingsville, we owe you a lunch, and so don't hesitate to come on by to one of our meetings. We really appreciate your time today.
Sounds good. I'll take you up on that, Justin. Thank you for allowing me to speak.
Sounds real good.
Question.
Thanks.
Yes, Richard.
Is it possible to have a tour of the port sometime?
Sure, we can get a group. Let's just get past COVID-19. When we open up our doors, we'd love to take the Kingsville Rotary out for a tour. Absolutely.
Okay, great. And non-Rotarians can come too, or?
Sure.
Great, thank you. Great.
Great, thanks so much for that. We do have a few upcoming events. Yes, you may.
I want to introduce Brenda.
Yes. So let's.
I have to leave.
Okay.
So I'm doing it
let's go to our auxiliary.
Just want to introduce Brenda. She is our new city manager, downtown manager. No, sorry. She's the downtown manager. Oh my gosh, I can't handle all my echoing. So there's Brenda.
Hi.
There's to our online people and everyone. This is Brenda, and she is going to be joining us.
Thank you so much. And Brenda, don't worry, we will get you a lunch today.
Sorry about that.
Okay.
He's here.
Hello, Uche, and
This is your first in person, right? No?
well, since all of the
Yeah.
shenanigans, I think she means, but our hybrid meetings.
Everybody have a great day.
Thank you, Dawn.
Bye.
So back to our upcoming events. Together for Peace, we have our season finale this Friday. Information and Zoom link are in your bulletin. This Sunday, 2 a.m. is the time change. Don't go to church at the wrong time. This coming Monday is our Board of Directors meeting. Information on what is on the docket for that day will be coming in soon. If you have any new member proposals, be sure to get those in before our board meeting so that we can consider those. Peace Corps and Rotary collaboration, November 5th, Thursday, 1 p.m. More details in your bulletin. And our next in-person hybrid meeting will be the last Tuesday of November, which is the 24th. And before I get too far, I want to apologize to Lucy. I'm sorry, I forgot to introduce you as our other prospective member at the top of our meeting. Thanks so much for being here. And she also just needs a new member orientation to be brought on in. So sorry, Lucy, didn't mean to forget you there. All right. And does anybody else have anything for the good of Rotary today? See none. Let's go. It pays to play, and this week we have several in the running. And so if I can get a drum roll, please. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pair 2, J. Dean and Clyde. Congratulations on the accomplishment there for being part of our Paul Harris drawing winners. And don't forget, every week is a brand new week to call your pair. And now, if you will please join me in the 4-way test of the things we think, say, and do. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? And will it be beneficial to all concerned? Thanks so much. We're done today.
Adios. Nice to have an in-person.
Thanks, Clyde.
Y'all have a safe week. Talk to y'all later.
Thanks, Dan. It's good to see you.